The Asian American Bar Association of New York is honored to present the 2022 AABANY Corporate Leadership Award to Flora Feng, Senior Legal Director of Global Research and Development, Intellectual Property at PepsiCo Incorporated. Flora received her undergraduate degree in chemical engineering from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. She then attended Georgetown University Law Center. After law school, Flora focused her practice on intellectual property law, gaining experience in patent litigation, prosecuting patent applications, and counseling clients on copyright and trademark registration and protection. Flora began her time at PepsiCo in March 2012, where she rose to Senior Legal Director of Global Intellectual Property. In this role, Flora oversees all legal matters in PepsiCo's global R&D for beverages and life sciences divisions, and provides support to PepsiCo's M&A team and design team.
I think the thing that strikes one about Flora, beyond her obvious intelligence and analytical capabilities, and I should add, her calm in the face of many storms, is her humanity. She's a very kind person and treats everyone, regardless of position, with respect and dignity, even when she's delivering a tough message. I see it with her team, her clients, and her colleagues.
I cannot say enough what a pleasure it has been to know Flora and to work with her as a lawyer. I think some of the things that really make her stand out is the fact that she is always calm. She deals with every adversity in just a very masterful way.
In the global intellectual property arena, Flora is a natural leader who remains committed to her corporate clients.
Working with Flora was just a joy. She handled some very difficult, sometimes very needy clients, in-house clients at Kraft Foods, where we both worked. Flora handled this with aplomb. She was always on top of everything that I asked her to do. And again, she had to deal with some people who could be very demanding, not always very reasonable. I never saw her lose her composure about anything.
Over the years, you really come to appreciate people like Flora, who goes about her job with a quiet confidence. She's a terrific people manager, and I can always depend that she will get the job done and will bring everyone along in the process.
One thing I do remember very fondly during the time that we worked together was a weekly video call that we would do to where Flora would update me on things and I would talk to her about any questions that I had. Those calls actually got to be a very fun part of my week. I now understand very clearly why people want to have dragon babies. Flora and I explored a lot of cultural topics that to this day keep us engaged.
In her spare time, Flora serves on the board of directors for Womankind NYC, a nonprofit organization providing multilingual and culturally responsive services to survivors of domestic violence, human trafficking, and sexual assault. Flora is also an active member of CHIPS, which stands for Chiefs in Intellectual Property, a nonprofit professional organization that advances and connects women with the goal of accelerating innovation through diversity of thought, participation, and engagement. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in congratulating tonight's recipient of the 2022 AABANY Corporate Leadership Award, Flora Feng.
This is very exciting, and while we were waiting, Flora Feng's son told me some fun facts about Flora Feng. So you want to hear them? Yeah, because then she's going to say some cool stuff about diversity, and it's going to get real serious in a second. But so here's some fun facts about Flora Feng. During the pandemic, she bought an air fryer and an instant hot pot, but in true Asian mother style, she then subjected her entire family to boot camps every day so they could eat the fried food and then work it off, and then eat the fried food and work it off. She's a paradox. She's a tiger mom, perhaps. I don't know. What do you think? Is she a tiger mom? A little bit. He won't admit it because he's sitting right there and he doesn't want to get sent to Kumon like we talked about before. All right, presenting this award in all seriousness is our immediate past president. Again, please welcome Terry Shen and Flora Feng.
Ladies and gentlemen, Flora Feng. That's what I get for bringing my teenage son. So thank you to AABANY for this incredible honor. When I looked up the previous awardees, I was completely humbled, and I'm still scratching my head as to how I could be included on that same list. And when I told my mom I got the award, she said, "Oh, I'm really sorry I can't be there. She's in Taipei. She just had cataract surgery." But she said, "But you know, you should invite, like, you know, your husband, your kids, your aunt and uncle in New Jersey should come. Your brother should probably fly out from California, and get your cousins." And I'm like, "But Mom, you have to pay." And she's like, "Oh, okay, never mind." So, so I celebrated 10 years with PepsiCo this past March, and that's the longest I've ever worked with anybody or anywhere. And 5 of those years were spent in Bangkok because PepsiCo gave a patent attorney the opportunity to be general counsel in Asia, something that I don't think I ever would have foreseen. And as one of my colleagues said, one of the reasons why we work for a company like PepsiCo is for opportunities like this. And it truly was a life-changing experience for me and for my family. And one of the things that really kind of struck me was when I was over there, I was no longer hyphenated. I wasn't Asian American. I was just the American. My parents came from Taiwan to the U.S. as graduate students, and they were sending money home and creating a new life here. And I'm so grateful to them for making that decision. And it wasn't until I moved my family over to Thailand that I really understood like how difficult that is to leave your home country and settle somewhere new. But when I came back to New York in 2019, I really wanted to kind of get back into the New York scene. And thanks to my good friend Narges Kakalia at Mintz Levin, I joined the board of Womankind. And it's been great. And for the first time tonight, I met Yasmin Hamza, the CEO, in person. She's here somewhere. Shout out to Yasmin. And Mei Xie, one of my fellow board members, is here tonight as well. So applause for them. It's Womankind's 40th anniversary this year, so hopefully I'll see you all at the gala later this year. And at PepsiCo, I also have the privilege of working with some amazing, talented lawyers who are sitting right over there, including my manager, my colleague, Cynthia Sherida. And we also have a non-lawyer, Jim Lee, our Senior Vice President and Chief Strategy and Transformation Officer. He is a staunch supporter of the Asian American Associates at PepsiCo and of lawyers. So thanks for coming, Jim. And also a big thank you for all my friends who are sitting out there. And I think there are other people in this room that I have known longer than I'd like to admit. There are a lot of people in here that I have read about and seen over the many decades. And I hope I can get to know you, not like in a stalker way or anything. I really admire all these people here. And finally, let me just say that the reason I get up every morning, literally, is for my family. My corporate career began soon after my first child, Ian, the one sitting over there, was born, and juggling billable hours and a toddler schedule was not really my thing. So now Ian's about to graduate from high school, and he's here with me tonight as my date because my husband's traveling on business. So thank you, Ian, for being my firstborn and for motivating me to make this move in-house. And my 8th grader, Leah, is home tonight taking care of my 5th grader, Derek. So thanks to them as well. And of course, my husband, Jeff Slater, who is my partner in everything, my rock, my supporter. He hauled all 3 kids to Thailand with me. Finally, thank you to Joe, Carrie, Will, and Shirley, and all the organizers tonight. This is a fabulous event. It's so great to see everybody out in New York again. Thanks.
It's with my pleasure that I present you with the award.
Thank you.
I think they want a photo of it.